Fela Chaba Kapa Babata Fela Kufepa Limba Zabona. We've seen, we'll give an example to that story. Andrew Banda, who I think has been trending for this past 2 weeks. He's an ambassador, but he's come back to campaign for the president, that is President Hakainde Hichilema, and he has put it on record to say he has come back to campaign simply because he wants to keep his job, because he knows that if the president loses, meaning that his job finish, the president loses, his job finish.
You know, I feel like he has a valid reason for coming back to campaign. You know, they always say, never bite the finger that feeds you. So he's actually more like preaching for the finger that feeds him. So that's just, I feel he's not wrong. Anyway, our theme in English reads, "A politics of the belly. Are politicians serving the interests of the people or their own stomachs?" Politics of the belly. Are politicians serving the interests of the people or their own stomach? That's what we are talking about today. And you can call us on 0773-738114, 0773-738114. That's the line that we're using. And for you in diaspora, don't worry. That line is on WhatsApp. So you can just DM us on WhatsApp or leave a comment in the comment section of our Facebook handle, which is Bulozi TV Shangwe Kafela Komlubuhela. And did you know that Nikuna Maoma? You people missed out. If you didn't go, and if you're not yet aware, you can start off from wherever you're coming. Just book a chopper. And we've got an airstrip there. So just
airstrip or international airport.
We don't have an international airport yet, but we are yet to have an international airport. So for now, just get on a plane. On the 23rd, the BRA they have announced that Kuvaning.
Kuvaning.
Kufuloela.
Kamso. Kikamso.
Kamso. Not 23rd years.
Densha.
Kufuloela. So I hope you and I tukakopanira kwae. Wataka kukopana na ampo yenso. Kona kwa kuya kwa all roads leads this sides. Kwa kona koluya.
Kamso ki kufulohela. Litunga wa Forohela.
So wait, I've never attended Forohela before. Do we use the boat again?
Yes.
Okay.
The water has receded. That's the meaning of Forohela. The water has receded. So the Litunga and all the lost people that were in the plains, they are going back to their usual lifestyle of living in the waters. But for this time around, the waters, at least it's manageable. No, they're able to sustain themselves. That's why Vakuta. Kamso. Nimina bino ni mulena. Kamso musona gwarakoli. Matamata matuputomi na mkute kwa mahae. Mwe kalakulima litapa.
Kalakulima ice.
Kalakulima litapa.
Kumina babakapala, for you who are saying no, it was a short notice, don't worry. That's why Bulozi TV is here and we've got your back. We've got you covered. This particular event will be covered live. So you should just tomorrow stay glued to Bulozi TV, and today, just like always, you should stay glued to Bulozi TV so that you don't miss out. Because for some people, actually, I was talking to one of my friends and I was telling them to say, "Do you know kuna nikufolo here?" So they're like, "What's that? It's not famous. People don't know much about it." So yeah, you would love to see what happens. It's also interesting, just like Komboka. So minani na lazima kuserika barapiri kafla luna kubwa kufolo here. So if you can't make it here, stay glued to Bulozi TV. And we continue. Just the reminder of our theme today. Today our theme reads, "Politics of the belly. Are politicians serving the interests of the people or their own?" Makona kuliza fanombolo ya 0773-738114. And let's just get into current affairs. What do we have, Nathan?
My current affairs lukalele ni va NRPUP iliwana bo brand mundu vile havolera koli. In our government, if you volunteer for 6 months continuously, you will be fully employed. Another promise going to the volunteers. It's like This one gives a promise. Even the other one now say, okay, they'll pick on the same promise given again. They'll just amplify it a little bit. So eki sepiso ezo la kubo brand mundu vile abula koli mwapuso yabona. Haiba weza volunteer ukaitombola like.
Is it a promise or he was just making something clear?
That's a promise that is given to volunteers. If you volunteer, so meaning that not everyone will be employed even in their government. Meaning there'll still be people.
Let's do this. Let's listen to the video first, then we can comment later.
Alright, I want to go come and go. Brian Munduvile, presidential candidate ba NRPUP.
Munyina yomukalamba wandie church aikunkunta chila bushikupa chifuba. I've employed nurses. Muchekuno mwalimu wako waingisha nchito. Mwalimu wako kuwaingisha nchito. Chile nchito cha kuingisha parale. Chile nchito cha kuingisha pa mu database chapila papene. Tulefu amweba na besu. Volunteering ine 6 months. Ngawachita volunteer for 6 months continuous. Ufilo kuwa fully employed. Efyo tuwambu kubombelapo. So kanshi mwinenuka vanasi besu, you get employed. Mwebe engage, you have volunteered for over 2 years. So if a government case, we can what a system. Number ya bantu balesta graduate public and private universities tukala kwata. Pantu kuingisha batu nchito tepakanwa iyo kukule vipatala. Aba nentu baishilesange vipatala tuwalikula kale bambo kuyumfa tuwalingisha kwa ulo kubikila pona vimi vipatala. So tawakwata wakutwala bantu iyo. We will build more hospitals here in Kapiri so that our people can be saved. And at the same time, aba nabeto wapisha maskulu waingilisha nchito. The same with the school.
We will build more hospitals. Koti mwingile nchito. Our nurse we will employ more nurses.
So if you have heard properly, you're saying that if the moment you have volunteered for continuously 6 months.
When you volunteer, not if, when you volunteer continuously for 6 months, you are immediately fully employed.
So the fact remains that there will still be people that will be volunteering.
There are always people volunteering.
Meaning that it's not everyone that is going to be employed.
But then that's a wake-up call for volunteers, I guess. For people, like, why are you keeping your paper instead of practicing? So volunteer, you get a job.
6 months, automatically, you are entered into the system.
And there will be nothing like database.
So abazo bazurapiri kweza wipapato obona ma politicians kona basore kweza, but it's up to you, the residents, the citizens, the voters, to analyze, make that decision. Only 22 days remaining. 22 days remaining kulimwe vote. So make that decision carefully.
Hope mwinzinge na NRC akani voters card, they're just there. Hope they are safe.
Who am I voting
for? To keep my vote is my secret.
Oh,
exactly.
You too, your vote is your secret. Muskimina vela.
You don't even tell your husband.
But I've seen others who have already published who say, me, my vote is for...
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret. My vote is for this one.
Ballot paper.
A vote still remains a secret because no one will know whom you voted for.
Exactly.
Even if you say I voted for Ngete, hakuna evidence I could have voted for who. So
exactly. And
the vote is just a secret.
Ensha. Lwazwela pili mwa current affairs, and we saw Tabukawana having a press briefing where he said those who were in government before the UPND are claiming they would turn youths into millionaires if elected. Yet the only millionaire we saw during their time were thugs and cadres who were sleeping on money, jumping on money, and burning money. Says Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary, who is Tawo Kawana. I know. I guess you understand where this statement is coming from. Where this yesterday, if you're watching Busile Good Morning Breakfast Show, we played a video for you where President Brian Mundubile, oh, not President, NRPUP presidential candidate Brian Mundubile mentioned to say people of, is it Chinsali, after in just 2 years most of the youths will become millionaires. So this is where the permanent secretary is responding, and I don't know. Okay, yeah. This is where the permanent secretary of information. I don't know if it's their duty to respond to politics. I don't know. I thought he was a civil servant.
But another civil servant has come back to campaign.
Anyway, let's just let's just listen to what Tawo Kawan had to say.
They are claiming that they will turn young people into millionaires. The only millionaires that Zambia saw prior to the 5 years or 4 years, 8 months or so of the New Dawn administration, prior to this administration, the only millionaires young people saw were thugs and cadres. Yes, we can think and claim they were millionaires because they were sleeping on the money. They were spreading the money on the beds and jumping up and down on the beds and jumping on the money. Then they could get the US dollar and burn it. Yes, they were millionaires because they had access to stolen money. There were big thieves in government that gave the smaller thieves in the streets. And those thieves called themselves millionaires as the big thieves called themselves billionaires. And that is why even when they bought houses, they bought cars, they couldn't satisfy the insatiable appetite of spending. Some of them bought 1 car, some 2.
This is why I said this.
All right. Musabu hatukusoya Busile Good Morning Breakfast Show musibali topic yarona kapangambolo yarona kuli litali bafari politics za mwamba la kunatalo sokwani famba mirubu za kuti kana ma politician va rona nika chenu kana luli banani chiseho kapata kazo ya kuberekera sichaba kapa batali mafera fa kufe pali mbaza bona amuze mubanyakisisa abanze bataha kwa kweza makampeni kwa kweza wipapatu wabona kana mbatali misisande nene kana mubabona kuli loli takazo yabona kya kuberekera minasi chaba kapa abatafara kuli mbafe mavoti then ayo kala kuinwera tuti akale kuhulisa kwa tena kwa tu kwa ntupoti beli kapashwane kona puzo mfitsa maikutu amina kakuliza 0773 bo mwana mwambo akwali mulunga batakutwa maikutu amina bo muleta kwa Pemba batakutwa maikutu amina.
How you and Mr. Bruce Muswedi mabizwa abati
kuponsa kulirwa ki one family ki Busile ki family ya Busile kirubasile lo mutwale boss masiku kwa Lusaka boss masiku kwa Lusaka nimina kafyala batakuli mfitsa maikutu amina panga mbolo ye bonkumbwa wabunonge nkumbwa kwa Kalabo.
This one will end up mentioning all the names that hey you've heard what Mr. Kawana has said over there.
Okay. Thank you. We couldn't never visit that right because Robert does it. Kika kusasa ni Busile.
Shamshemi wozi masiku kwa Lusaka mpuza kuna hukupunda baba.
Wait bezi wozi masiku.
Tabate ni munakio.
Daholo.
Ni kuyakani kisala kikuli. Ni kuna ni baba na ni kutushitoka mbani tuswa kuli ni bakakona kuluvelekera. Kono baba mugonisa kuli mane batira fane musoko no ona nikapika barekere bichimo kapika kabona. Ibaka kuli afela kuina baba bonanga kibaba yezi. Nebo batakulya and batatuse chwana ona kubabona. Awa utokulimane kifacha na kwa ya makampeni kibao osho kumuka. Mane facha wale fani kinje chwana ni chwana mane fani kameza ze chwana. Wabona sa msipone la ile wane kolekea tupika. Telefa kuna waboti chwana wabona kulya runo talimanga kulya va akibatu baluna va akibaluna.
Ensha.
Aiwa kuli TMP kikansera wizi mwa power kwa babusa mbona kuli yoe na lulio kikulu kwa tupika yo hakuna kumfaiz beta mafasera wote ustili ya chemeli kwa kuna kutemirwane na manyandu amina.
Ensha.
Nikisemsa niona na ba ma gadget wao na baba yemva upletation ba ma president wao na kisemsemo ikutanimera kuto za wao sepisa kali hapa kafekisho wakati ningasiteza so nero kuwata musali ubata musali kwa sali inakulekera mota nikakulekera ndi usona kushungwe na musali kuli kafekisho kakachwana kaika muhataka mauto aba mbabu mfeza kuzofuza huwa baba bulezi kuli bafaka sala yo mu kafo kwa za kampeni na genza wa musela na bere volunteer ni na kuli nani kawina 60 months za volunteer asarta sala mu ulera kuli fatere falo kayani kwa nyira uli naruto yani kwa hichwa nao tena kupopela na kopela na kama fera zare kwa za tupika zo ulela ritumezi msheni
ritumezi boss masko shanga kwa kuuliza. Thank you so very much. Nimi nama kuna kuuliza 0773738114 0773738114 me luba za kulikana ma politicians bana ni ruchi seho ya kuberekera minasi chaba kapa babata tukufaira fera fa ku fe palimba zabona time fa politics ya kufe palimba it reminds me of the late one veteran politician by the name of Daniel Munkombwe. I don't know if you were there.
Why do you always attack my age, you and...
well, it's not an attack. It's a question. It's a question to say, were you there during the time
being born late doesn't mean that. Some people... I'm not supposed to be there to know something. I can read about it.
So have you read about Daniel Munkombwe?
I've heard about him.
Okay, so and for him it was very, he at one point said, "I've served in Kaunda's government, I've served in Mwanawasa's government, I've served in Rupia's government." For him, we made it very categorical, clear to say, as politicians, we don't serve the interests of the people. We serve our own interests. What we want is to eat. That was Daniel Munkombwe.
But then one thing we should all understand is that politicians are also human beings and they need to eat. In politics, that's their business. So when you get into a business or when you're employed, why are you employed?
But at least we have one person, one politician who has set an example who is not even getting a salary. At least by the name of President Hakainde Hichilema. From the time he started.
So my question to President Hakainde Hichilema is, he said that the salary for a president is 54,000, right? Which he can get from selling maybe 7 bulls. My question is he not also getting an allowance?
That can be answered by him and his...
By the president. Please, and the people around him, maybe even Mr. Tabokawana, the Minister of Information. Is he not getting an allowance?
His PS.
Yeah. Sure. The permanent secretary under the Ministry of Information and Media. Is the president not getting an allowance? Anyway, let's go to Buzaka Mashilini, but the thugs, the cadres were jumping on the money.
Maybe to balance what Kawana was responding to, I think it would be prudent if we also bring in a video of Brian Munduvile. Vo Piri.
After 2 years, we want to see youths who are millionaires here in December today. One Zambia is a difference na Banzatu. Is a difference na Banzatu and government. Is a different Zambians but they prosper. We want our youth to prosper. Banzatu wafuna ma foreigners to prosper. isekifuna imwe mazambia zikuta prosper. So after 2 years, I promise you, we will produce youths who are millionaires here in Samba from Busile.
So no bataka kulimu twisise kwa nazoera manzo abo ataboka wana kwa nafana azoera beza respond kwa manzo ne babulezi bo brand mundi bere kulibona babanja bakatapa mama alife.
After 2 years they'll become millionaires.
But the question that people that should be asking is how are they going to turn the youths into millionaires?
He mentioned to say when they come into government because of the mines that they're going to open.
Okay.
Yes. So like when you do they dig or die? When you dig and sell, you are going to become, definitely you're going to become a millionaire. And we just move forward. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, we saw Darren Kombo making it clear, finally he has spoken out. No, Shanshani, I can't speak. Whatever happened. He wasn't giving us reasons why. First of all, he was fired as Minister of Local Government
and Road Development.
Oh, they said he wasn't fired. He was laid off. Yeah, why he was
relieved of his duties.
Why he was relieved of his duties. Secondly, why he wasn't adopted as the UPND candidate for Mazabuka Central. So Garin Kombo speaks out why he wasn't adopted under the UPND ticket. Let's just listen to this, then we'll come back and comment later.
I want to just make it absolutely and abundantly clear that when I was voting alone. It was these hands that were voting. And I was bound by the 3-line whip, meaning that the party, UPND, had a position. And the position was to vote yes for Bill 7. There were a lot of contentious issues in that bill, which contentious issues had been discussed at many caucuses that were headed by the president, and we all agreed that those that were contentious must be removed, and then we soldier on. And I've said it, and I'll say it again, that I voted for Bill 7. Okay? I also want to probably say that, because it's in public domain, that at the close of the vote for Bill 7, there was a pronouncement from the Madam Speaker. The pronouncement at both occasions is plain for everyone to see that in the first vote, I think there was 1 abstention, 0 no, and 131 yes. In the second vote, there was, I think, no abstentions. I think, again, no, I stand to be corrected, and 135 members who agreed to vote for the bill. It was pronounced by Madam Speaker herself. And so to wake up this one day and be told that you are among the 9 who did not vote, and for avoidance of doubt, the 9 were as follows: Mr. Garan Kombo, Mr. Elijah Muchima, Mr. Newton Samakai, Mr. Alas Mubanga, Mr. Michelo Kasauta, MP for Wengwa, Madam Miriam Chonya, MP for Kafue, the MP for Kawambwa, the name has slipped off, Pambashe, I beg your pardon, the MP for Lumezi, the MP for Sesheke. 9. So already it provided some contradiction that there were 9 who were said not to have voted for Bill 7, 4 became enemies, 5 remained friends. Same accusation. Okay? And as consequent to that, maybe someone will come now and get to understand why did you not apply to stand on the UPND ticket. Because of that, 4 of us, those who were named, were told not to stand, not to even bother to stand. And most of us obliged. But in my case, I obliged only to a certain extent. The extent was that there has to be fairness in the manner that the matter was adjudicated. I didn't apply, which means I excluded myself from the race under the party UPND, which I belonged to. The exclusion did not bar me from existing, from being a human being. A human being who then responds to the calling, because this conversation began with saying politics is a calling.
Ogarin Kombo, independent candidate Mazabuka Central.
There were 9.
There were 9.
And 4 became enemies.
And those were the ones you remember last time when he was
the president that we mentioned.
Yeah, he mentioned those 4, and he was very, he mentioned them with a lot of passion. And today I will name them. I think we need to look for that clip who still remind you of how the president came out to name those 4 MPs. But vale kibo Garin Kombo whenever kutoroka kulizinate zekoli basike ba yema basike ba is a contest for UPN ticket ne babulelezo kuli don't muske mwalika ni kulika.
Exactly.
But for him, to some extent, yes, he obliged. But then he chose to go the independent way. It's his democratic right to stand as an independent. You don't have to belong to a political party to serve the people of Zambia. You can stand, even the president, we have a presidential candidate who is standing as an independent. And then people questioned, how do you stand as? But the law provides for that. And there she is, Reverend Reverend Given Katuta Mwelwa. She's also standing as an independent candidate for president. Anabauliza haluvan. Kika kusasa ni bazuile sha. Hello. Luzuile hande lo galekura. Ensha kiwama ni baliza kai.
Mwana mwamba kwali mulunga la mlena kana maikuta mina kuzeli kampusa kacheko kiafi shangwe.
Number 1. Baiputo aluna kwa makandidate kamba kwa watu waipapata kuwata kuyemela kiawa. Luna sendi kutasera mungata wa mapoliticiani.
Ensha.
Nganga twataye kuba mutebezi abakakirera ni mabasha abona akuri kamze bazinga kuri kuberekera cyane kandi parera kunda abatwa urimo parera mwe wabona kumweza ko mubona bayeze kutani omukombwe
Ensha
kundi bana baba opere mandiri cyane tutara mungata ni omukombwe Neba era kulaba lomo ni biwata mwemwe yaba lomo mwemwe biwata kwa piyeku abatole mo kwa pepiye ku ne batakuina nabatulira pepe mwe peni pisani
ahoro
abaka wona ku ipendi aho luza apene bakutemwa na mu byacho yo batakuberekera cyane bati ubataka kuberekera mbaya ayini bara
Ensha
nebe kati ko usema wabona kunani bashima ni babamu bene batire mapa tiotik plan kati ko bari mo ti bala baba tukuberekera cyaba ne mo bo zo mo batini batoba bara bakapenda ngati ko bayiri mo pindi kati ko le
Ensha
nani kubuma nebe ona pindi ambe amote batu bana basana kubalele kita batani bitombo mina tomato ebolire kutebya mo tomato zitabola nizona zitatombola Elima na akili Mutu bakeba mungu wako kukunyiriza watu bibi mina muto muvea mwandi amina kuti ato ina ni mina akatomi uzoza mwa vilaya Rufema babona nibeona mu office aruna wana mu batase bagula munivotele na munivotele kono wabona hakuli mukuyo avire mwali patile kai abatu ke mwali patile yakabona kakutana koniyo kiona yebusa mbona mwalwanira kuyema ubataka ko yakuli awine ayo ipili kandi bana bakai
ensha
bele mpili ngini kona pele da jaba batile na kana kulia Desi kusela pili akiluli ni pati kamba pati pati timutu witomboli wa hae ikise wa hae ni pilukate ya hae wakona halamutu kuba nikolo ya kuyema mwa pati mulata kuninga nazako na pesa
okay
mutu wakona kuyema independence kuninga nani mihukulo yeko na kumupila pakapili
ensha
bere kachikule mastori bavata kolo ya kuyema mwali patile balata batu ila alumunya kitiseni nikuteleza za babulela luvotele mutu ya wangana sinde kubotela pati batili
luitomeza
mutu mwakutela na habatu kakubotela batu ba oha kala kuligona bazuma kala kukwiti majelenyi bali ketalena sepakuli batu bai pesi wakuli ketali pelele batu na bawotela kuli pakenza kuyo yemwa pati ejo yemwa pati ejo ana afanya
fa kuna kuvotela za
kuteleza mutu zabulela lwa sefa aiba oyeme mwaluli mipati yoyo ikutwa kuli yemwe ndikani wini sakono ingi ozibahala kuli aukonu kuyemela batu ukulu kwa kuvoteli luitumezi changwe
luitumezi bo mwana mwambwa
okay
quite an elaborate statement manzo amatuna kikerezo etuna and one thing that keeps on coming out each time we receive phone calls is that this time around people are not going to vote for a political party but
they're
are going
voting
to for a person whom they believe and think is going to deliver to their expectations. They're not looking at a political party. Nakoyale akutaima kakopano fedile kale batali makamutu mwa inezi
ensha
kalise kama yemwa haelo likulikana yo alumubya first trose alumubya fa MP alumubya fa president alumubya fa councilor kana wakona kuluberekera kapachwana ngambolo yaruna tutaima fa politics of the belly the politics is akucha kana kuli ba ma politicians babatalo likuberekera minasu chaba kapaloli batali mafera fali mbazabona kona pozo libuza kuli amba nyakisisa kana babona kuli uli babatakumiberekera kapa watafera kuinga mavoti nyukala kufe pali mbazabona kona pozo yiro mibuza minombolo ki 0773738114 amulize niyo chombalizeze umwana mwambwani bo smasiko nimina mwako nakulize za shangwe
enchangwe aluzola pili neluvoni vo Brian Namutolo babene Namutulo right
Namutulo
exactly vo Brian Namutulo babene bali there is no wind of change akuna wind of change so kutoka tumane kuna ni wind of change kwali pati kwa so luka alutenfila maikoto yabo Brian.
There is no wind of change. When there is a wind of change, it starts with the students. The students already accepted Hakainde. That's where it starts from. Minimil. We are bringing the Minimil down. Hakainde has got a program. You people, you should understand, he is not a chipante-pante government. He is a man who knows everything. He knows how to move. He calculates every step. Okay, to us, he's a difficult leader. But to you, he's a soft leader. Why are we saying it's difficult to us? Because he's not a person that you can push.
Hello, ki kakusancha. Mufa Bulozi TV. Okay. Kewa matamul kutele 0773738114. Amul kutele 0773738114 kulirukone kutwa. Mai kutwa minafa ngambolo yaluna vale neli vo Brian na mturo ki mamembara bako pano ya UPND ona mumo mungu ne vaipapata ne vali kwa fane vayoza na sparring ne vaipapata ne bona korne baskaketiwa mi kyaone fakuta anti ni karefera kweza campaign president miongora kule hakuna moya wa chincheho hakuna moya wa kuchincha kule mwendi unani moya odola kule wafuka kutakubanga moya wa kuchincha mubuso kayaranga ne bana basikolo kana kokalelanga kwa students chefa students akozize tu
anyway
kale mina wabula kulani moya wa chinche wa kuchincha mubuso auyo kakuya kabo brand na mtulo wamembara bako pano ya UPND elimwa Mungu.
Hello Vela Pili, remember you are watching Busile Good Morning Breakfast Show, and our theme for today reads, politics of the belly. Are politicians serving the interests of the people or their own stomachs? Politics of the belly. Are politicians serving the interests of the people or their own stomach? The number is 0773-738114, 0773-738114, and you can also use our Facebook handle, which is Bulozi TV, to comment and tell us what are your thoughts. Do you think these politicians, are they serving their own stomachs, or they are there to save you, your interest as the people? Puso ya schava nji vaverekera fela limbaza bona sinamolo tweziku. One of the callers saying kuti mani abeza ma election vaitukuseza kampika kavona kamsokwani abakakena mwa parliament kule kafela kunukala kusoka tukala kuisokera fakuti bakule. Milozi la pili nelibona wachimba kambiwili where he said and I quote, "We thank the UPND government for increasing the social cash transfer from the amount they found when they took over office. However, if you vote for Brian Mundubile, our government will increase our government will increase the social cash transfer even more than UPND did." So this was just Chishimbaka Mwili telling, talking to the people of Kanchivia. So this was the promise given to Kanchivia residents by our very own Chishimbaka Mwili. Let's just,
Cash transfer, social cash transfer. Social cash transfer by your NGO, our item today, Kalomo. That this is a very good program to allow Pokanga government to by the time PSLS Mapumare for Amakwandre, I let your last stuff here, but is Amunda 800. Everyone that clever Tasha, they try to buy for us. No, ma, now if we got to Isa, to feel Sailanga tea, I want to eat Tasha, Pulunako, it's a lot. Never get your maka, Tawakarunde. If I got to Isa, what could you do and if I not meet him? Bulunda. Hello, Tashisa. Hello, Pakumine, Makura is a comment. Our UPM Mileka she ain't Piakashaka political affiliation. Hello, Flower Lepak is a missing apple. She ain't Pian Navakubikapo, it's up to Singapore for the news. That's why. Nangumo uingesa funyapo umuntu pakash transfer president takwatamaka MP takwatamaka itakwatamaka lupa pulo na wakubika komayo pakanemfwa so lera mpiga katamaka tusale pamishinyapo na wamishinyapo mukese zitatupembana na wena mamme Nganwe about the social cash transfer.
tabaka kufumiepo pakaemfwa. I think anyway. Yeah, so for them kutibona kutambose kutibona amilata bakaekeleza social cash transfer bakaekeleza mashilingi emuhola fa bakaekeleza thing tsabe ya mangata kulabonse lilato la mina labona I mean kumina sichaba amkaba votela ba NRPUP happy bambelezi kuli president anamata ya kumizusa fa list kamba MP manene na anamata sisikona fela kumizusa fa mashilingi yao kilifu until death do us apart. To death do you and social cash transfer apart. Fana wachimba kambwili wa washangwe.
Mi lwa zurapiri ma current affairs. We've heard political players or politicians claiming to say, making allegations to say the load shedding will be back immediately after my elections.
Okay,
immediately after my elections.
Let us take ourselves back.
Okay, otakuli walisaba gomani. Kiyako sasa.
Ngoa mundira.
Sha bazwire.
Luzile sha muzile.
Kilo na wa linzuri utwako kibomuleta kwa Pemba ba.
Kiwona shana ya kuli. Nasa kutende mazia.
Wakaeza kufola mwaka.
Shangwe.
Lumi wishing a quick recovery.
Tumezi moja nukamezi.
Wiketili.
Lala mahali kaboa.
Onachoma inyani.
Wati wateleza maikutoeza nafaa pamoja.
Ensha.
Ni wele kutenia inyani. Watu wablela maenza utwala. Ndio wakambili lemuzazolea wanapadwana.
Ensha.
Kama social cash transfer leo, these are the same people, politics of the day. Wakambili ausika mazilaka keno de wazilikani. Haka inda atoke na mwamuso. Kapa asika kena kai. Nana ni shetizo zai, nana shetizo. Ni ana atoke na fela. Neutro fitafera ili kweli zote isetizo zae kile kakara bani kuli bonisa kile kana kutamwa mubuso ai batune bali mwendibo hata wali awapo mayo kipoki wa politics here kono nge zezo bawulela mama ana wasajili nsari ni wengi kai of which that was politics of the day. Nase interest yabona kuri ba ezishifu musabona bali bale bantu. Nokona kubona ko mutwavu sahandi. Kama umpesa kama ngomo. Umpesa kwa. Hawa mpesa ndio ndio mutio. Kuna nini kasabi. Kwani Mungu sawale. Why all the mechanics? That's what I have. Ile bogoso wa yipindi. Lega kulikuna ni baba Mungu so awenda kulimwelimu na kasa yaso kale kuli nasa vile kanjande. Kuna mafuku na hiyo kama addiction watu wa yaki ya baba ingi bakita kuli aga ile kibema na epeleleze na Mungu ni na kishu number 1 wako na zeza hapa kabukapo pachwangu mtu weza baba ni ile fani fa ile kwa kuna va mbeka dinga yo kile hapo na interest ya hai kia watu akia hai na munya utani kwa doa yo tali mimi kuli ingi kana kwenye kuna ukazi wangu likana kuli ya kuichwa 2021 mkaliani kutofika na kwefa kama mkono wao kodi kuna ndio mwana kodi wengi kwa ni bali zimana kuna ndamatia graphic unabali na mata kama kuna kasi kwa mata na wale kwa mata kuna mmoja sana waka hivi aliyozoea Pela, Likiza, Mananikozo. Yo, Kisu Potaholi. Also, like interest in the about to say I get you.
Mez.
When the cover you after very chitole, what cover to you?
Lutumezi shanga.
Interest ya kwalitezo za watu kuri yo wapuma yo bwaza ngasa
Ensha.
kama kama ni manifesto ya pati ya goma akuna mtu kama muiza kula maano si kusema ni bahati ndio kupanea kile ama pia manifesto yona kila kupanea kwa ndio aye kila ndio ni interest kwa watu ya mwahimu
Lutumeza oluwo amuleta.
Okay, vali kibo mleta mi yali kima ikuto abona kwamana kuzali komboza kateni kacheko. And as you can see that time is not on our side, we'll just tackle maybe 1 or 2 stories kwa current affairs. Mwanzani lusana ni kizenga tahulo. We saw Zesco actually dismissing post-election load shedding claims. Valikoli, the Zesco Limited has dismissed claims by some politicians, my village people. Please, I'm working. So, Zesco Limited has dismissed claims by some political players that the power utility company will resume excessive load shedding after the August 13th general election. We've got a clip from Zesco. I found phone as a cool NBC. Kono pili nuskabule nuskatsa kale video ye Nathan. Alukuten kwa mlaho enyan. Neli mwa March mwale. Bazesco na lwezi kuli load shedding yakota. Ubona banyi bazesco. Kuli load shedding yakota. But bakali kuitukiseza na kwa iskafita kali come August.
But later on they came to clarify their statement. They were misquoted.
Anyway, before we misquote them again, let's listen to this clip, then we'll come back later and comment.
In terms of hydro reservoirs, we are quite comfortable and we can safely go to the end close of the year. But at that time, there's a lot of solar plants that will come on board. So there's nothing that will change. And I should state here that load shedding is gone and it's gone for good.
The same politicians now who are masquerading as saviors, who are saying we are waiting for elections, they never invested in electricity. But we are investing in electricity. And not only in electricity, we are investing in many other sectors of the economy so that we never get back to load shedding. Trust me, after the lessons that were learned, the next generation will just be hearing that they are used to be
Kutwezi? Close towards the end of the year.
So, let me give for example. Well, Bruce Oblanks in fact my example for wrong. But anyway, for example, kwa Western Province we don't have solars. So like waka is a connect kuzwelela wana kwa like no loka connected kwa grid.
Okay.
Anyway, you've heard from
but at least they've assured the nation to say
there will be no load shedding.
Those claims by politicians that there will be no load shedding even after 13th August.
Anyway.
Hello. Bencha.
Mwana mwamba. Leo na statement yake abaze unarudo ukakola ulikamani. Aruzi. Kulezi mwana pesa wake tafuta kwa maile kia sasa kwa msipelenge watu sa kampeni apendi wana kakuma kampani. Unapono kwa Bulozi unaneleta kwa ndiki kwa ndiki. Aruzi unapono kwa Bulozi zao kwanza ubolelanga na zeo.
Ensha. Like the question that I had, that was the same question I was the woman.
But anyway,
time is not on our side.
I think he wanted to say a lot, but baboneka kuli na kwaisaliyo kibitumero kuli mukonde ko kwinga kabiro ya kululiziza mwendi what do we have in social trends before we
go to weather updates? So in social trends, we've got on a lighter note during the funeral procession for war guy, like the president was calling him, the former vice president under the Patriotic Front. That was during Michael Chilufya-Sata's tenure, who is Guy Scott. We saw Peter Cotton, who says it's not his tradition to practice chimbuya. As we all know, everyone was asking to say, "Fatwa Guy Scott abatimes, leza chimbuya ni woman. Kama baba seliwa powder."
And I saw a video by
Patricia Ellis
and Tom Njovu.
You are the colored.
You are the only colored. And she was, no, there's so many colored. You can't just do chimbuya.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look at that video in social trends.
As much as anything. So yeah, may his soul rest in eternal peace.
Indeed. And on a lighter note, I don't know if anybody has come to you with this chimbuya. Has anybody poured any powder on you?
They tried at my work because I'm back to full-time work again. And I said, look, it's not our tradition, us British, you know. So you must respect our tradition. We're very conservative in England. And so you're not putting any powder on me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cotton. We'll allow you to go in. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Peter Cotton.
My friends would always tell you, it depends.
Pete Cotton. That's how the Britons pronounce.
It's Peter, not Pete. Pete Kimsima. Anyway, let's just go into our weather update.
And our weather update for today, as compiled by Meteorological Department, Luapula, Western, Southern Lusaka, Central, Copperbelt and Northwestern provinces as of today in the morning. Sunny, windy at times, and mild at warm. Minimum temperature will be ranging from 2 to 15 degrees Celsius, and in the afternoon, the skies will be mainly sunny, slightly windy and warm to hot. Maximum temperature will be ranging from 26 degrees to 32 degrees Celsius, and in the evening the skies will be mainly clear, windy at times and cool. The northern, Muchinga and eastern provinces in the morning, sunny, windy at times and mild to warm. Minimum temperature will be ranging from 2 to 15 degrees Celsius, and also in the afternoon there will be few clouds, slightly windy and warm to hot. Maximum temperature will be ranging from 25 to 31 degrees Celsius, and in the evening the skies will be mainly clear, wind at times and cool. Tomorrow, Thursday, what is the weather? How is the weather going to be like? It will be mainly sunny, wind at times and warm to hot. Weather conditions are expected over most parts of the country. The weather has been produced by the Meteorological Department in the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment.
And that weather update brings us to the end of today's Good Morning Busile. Today's Busile Good Morning Breakfast Show. Sometimes I want to start with good morning. Okay, yeah.
Busile Good Morning Breakfast Show. Musi bali kuli kamso kimkiti wa kufuluhela walitunga wa Bulozi na lubosi mwiko weli wa fuluhela kukuta kwa mulene wali aloyi kimkiti omutuna amoni kuli nimina mwa kamuha kabungata sichaba mutaye mutofa kemero ko munga luna mungamina yena mshemi wa Bulozi, mshemi Kaongolo Kanyambe.
It has been Nathan Akufuna Wamundila and me, Kutebaka Mij, on behalf of our transmission controller, Mr. Fanuel Piri, and our director, Bruce Mwipihi Masalela. And from us and the entire production team, it's a Baba.
Bye-bye.
Keep watching Bulozi TV, the
Pride of Barrosen.